Today I'm going to show you how to knit a shawl with a heart pattern. We had a couple of heart designs recently on this channel, but this one now is the first knitting pattern. If you like, check out the crochet patterns as well. In this video I'm using my bobble cotton extra. Extra because for the bobble we use twisted or ply yarn. Not with 4 strands as is common with these yarns that combine color change and long length, but this yarn is twisted just like you're used to from regular wool. Also, we don't have any knots and bumps where the color changes. Instead, the different colors are seamlessly twisted into the following ones. This bobble runs 800 meters in length and weighs 200 grams. Also, I'm using a needle size 3.5, which is a UK 9 or 10 or a US 4. I'm using one of the needles from my Addy Click needle case by Woolly Hugs. Within the case you also find stitch markers, scissors, darning needle, and of course the SOS cords. SOS because with this loop here you can pull a string through your work after every pattern repeat so that you don't have to undo all your work in case you make a mistake somewhere. We start this shawl in the middle of the top, so at the neck. To begin, we now cast on 9 stitches. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Slip the border stitch on the right side. That goes for every row. Then knit 3 stitches. Then yarn over and knit the next stitch through the back of the loop. For a regular knit stitch you insert through the front of the loop, now through the back of the loop. Then we yarn over again and knit the following 3 stitches. And the border stitch on the left side we always knit. And that was row number 1. Next is row number 2. I'm going to put the number of my current row up here for you to see. In the wrong side row we slip the border stitch just like before and then knit 3 stitches. So we knit these 3 stitches in garter stitch, which means we knit them in the right side row as well as in the wrong side row. Then we purl the yarn over. And then purl the stitch that we previously worked through the back of the loop. And then we purl the next yarn over as well. Next, we again knit the following 3 stitches in garter stitch and then knit the border stitch. And with that, we can already start row 3. Again, slip the right border stitch, knit 3 stitches in garter stitch, yarn over, knit 1 stitch, yarn over again, knit the next stitch through the back of the loop. This is the middle stitch. Yarn over 1 more time and then knit 3 stitches and then the border stitch. and we continue with row 4. Slip the right border stitch, knit 3 stitches in garter stitch, then purl the yarn over, purl the following stitch, purl the second yarn over, then also purl the middle stitch and the next yarn over as well. Then purl the following stitch and also the last yarn over. That makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 purl stitches. After that, we knit the following 3 stitches, as well as the left border stitch as usual. Alright, in the following row, I'm gonna start marking my middle stitch with a stitch marker. Just as a guide, so I don't lose the middle stitch when my shawl gets bigger and bigger. Row 5. Slip the border stitch, knit the following 3. That's how you start every row of this shawl. Then I yarn over and knit the next 3 stitches. Yarn over again, and the next stitch is the one where I insert through the back of the loop, so that's where I put my stitch marker. So yarn over and knit the middle stitch through the back of the loop. Yarn over again, knit the following 3 stitches, then yarn over one more time and knit the next 3 stitches, plus then the border stitch. We continue with row 6. Slip the border stitch, knit 3 stitches, purl the yarn over and knit the following 3 stitches because these 3 stitches will be in garter stitch as well. Then we purl the following yarn over, the middle stitch and also the next yarn over. Then we knit 3 stitches, purl the yarn over, knit the following 3 stitches and then the border stitch. And we can already start row 7. As you can see, this design builds up quite fast and is very simple. We slip the border stitch of the 7th row, then knit 3 stitches, yarn over and knit 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we reach the middle stitch. As for the whole shawl, we yarn over before the middle stitch, knit the middle stitch through the back of the loop, and then yarn over again after. Then we again knit 5 stitches, yarn over, knit 3 stitches, and of course the border stitch. Next is row number 8. Slip the border stitch, knit 3 stitches, we purl the yarn over, then purl the following 5 stitches, 3, 4, 5, then purl the next yarn over, purl the middle stitch, and we as well purl the following yarn over. And then next we have the 5 stitches that we knitted in the right side row, and now in the wrong side row we purl these stitches. Then purl the yarn over and knit the last 3 stitches plus the border stitch. If you spread your stitches along your cord, you can now see how nicely your pattern is forming. In the middle, the yarn overs build a beautiful lace. Left and right, we increase 1 stitch. And up here will be the middle tip of your shawl. This is how the triangle is built. Corners left and right, and so on. Okay, let's start row number 9. Slip the border stitch, knit the usual 3 stitches, yarn over, and now we knit 7 stitches in garter stitch. So knit these stitches in the wrong side row as well. Seven. Then we're in the middle. So yarn over, knit the middle stitch through the back of the loop, and yarn over again. Then we continue and knit another 7 stitches on the left side as well. Then yarn over and knit 3 stitches plus the border stitch at the end. On to row 10. Slip the border stitch, knit 3 stitches, then purl the yarn over. Then we knit the next 7 stitches because these are the 7 stitches in garter stitch. Next we purl the yarn over, as well as the middle stitch and the following yarn over. And then we again knit 7 stitches. Then we purl one and knit the following 3 stitches plus the border stitch. Next is row 11. Slip the border stitch, knit 3 stitches, yarn over, and then knit 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yarn over, knit the middle stitch through the back of the loop, and yarn over once more. After that, we knit another 9 stitches. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we yarn over, knit 3 stitches, and then knit the border stitch. Row number 12 is another wrong side row. Slip the border stitch, knit 3 stitches, and after that we purl 11 stitches. The first and the last of these 11 purl stitches are both yarn overs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the 11th is also a yarn over that we purl. Now we also purl the middle stitch and then purl 11 more stitches on the other side. Seven, 8, 9, 10, and the 11th. Then we knit 3 stitches and then knit the border stitch. And now we can start row 13. border stitch, knit 3 stitches, one yarn over, and then we knit 11 stitches in garter stitch. So we later knit these stitches in the wrong side row as well. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then I'm in the middle, so I yarn over, knit the middle stitch through the back loop, and yarn over again. After that, we again knit 11 stitches. Then yarn over once, knit 3 more stitches, and then the border stitch. Row 14. Border stitch, knit 3 stitches, purl the yarn over, and knit the following 11 stitches. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then purl the yarn over as well as the middle stitch and the next yarn over. After that, we again knit 11 stitches. Purl the yarn over, knit 3 stitches, and then knit the border stitch as well. Next is already row 15, so as you can see, your shawl gets bigger in no time. Border stitch, knit 3 stitches, yarn over, and then knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stitches. Then we yarn over, knit the middle stitch through the back loop, and yarn over again before we knit another 13 stitches. At the end, we yarn over once more, knit 3 stitches, and then knit the border stitch as well. In row 16, same as always, we slip the border stitch, knit 3 stitches, then purl the yarn over, and then purl the following 13 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then purl the first yarn over, the middle stitch, and the second yarn over, as well as the following 13 stitches. Last stitch you purl is the yarn over, and then we knit our 3 stitches at the end plus the border stitch. Next is row 17. border stitch, knit 3 stitches, yarn over, and now we knit 1 stitch, yarn over, and then pass 1 stitch over. For that, we slip the first stitch, knit the second, and then pass the first stitch over the second one. One more time, knit 1 stitch, yarn over, and pass 1 stitch over. Knit 1 stitch, yarn over, and pass 1 stitch over. Knit 1 stitch, yarn over, and pass 1 stitch over. Knit 1 stitch, yarn over, and pass 1 stitch over. And then here in the middle, I yarn over, then knit the middle stitch through the back loop, and yarn over again. After that, we knit 2 stitches together. Then yarn over and knit 1 stitch. Knit 2 stitches together. Then yarn over and knit 1 stitch. Knit 2 stitches together. Then yarn over and knit 1 stitch. Knit 2 stitches together. Then yarn over and knit 1 stitch. And one more time, knit 2 stitches together. Then yarn over and knit 1 stitch. Yarn over once more, then knit 3 stitches and the border stitch. And after that, we can start row number 18. Border stitch, knit 3 stitches, and now we purl all other stitches, the yarn overs too, until we reach the edge on the other side. So purl all stitches except for the 3 knit stitches before the border stitch, because these 3 and the border stitch stay the same for the entire shawl. Okay, now knit the 3 stitches and the border stitch, and with that, row 18 is finished. Next is row 19. Border stitch, knit 3 stitches, yarn over, and now we knit the following stitches in garter stitch. So we also knit them later in the wrong side row, so that we can continue this rib pattern here. Okay, now knit the stitches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 stitches. Then we yarn over, knit the middle stitch through the back loop, and yarn over again, before we again knit the 17 stitches on the other side. Then 1 yarn over, and then the usual 3 knit stitches and the border stitch. Next is row number 20. Border stitch, knit 3 stitches, purl the yarn over, and then again knit the following 17 stitches, because these 17 stitches are in garter stitch. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Then we purl the middle 3 stitches, so the yarn over, the middle stitch and the yarn over after that, before we again knit the following 17 stitches. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Purl the yarn over, then knit 3 stitches and the border stitch. We start row 21 as usual. Slip the border stitch, then knit 3 stitches, yarn over, and then we knit again. And we knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 stitches. Yarn over, knit the middle stitch through the back loop, another yarn over, and then we again knit 19 stitches on the left side. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yarn over, knit 3 stitches, and then knit the border stitch. Alright, from now on I will stop showing you the wrong side rows, because you always slip the border stitch, then knit the first 3 stitches, same on the left, border stitch and knit the 3 stitches previous to that, and in between these stitches we purl all other stitches. That's how you work all wrong side rows. Alright, so if you like, I'll see you again in part 2 of this tutorial, where we continue with row 23. Bye!